Yo, guys, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Capital Conflict. It's been a minute since we chopped up with a gang. Before we start, as always, I'm telling you guys right now, hit the like button, subscribe, and sub to the panel. The links to both Henry Wright and Northside's channel are literally in the title. It's not going to take you anywhere. It's only going to open another tab. So everybody head over there right now, sub immediately, and enjoy the show. Big up to everybody that's locked in. Like, subscribe. Just saying earlier, only the 2 points dropped this weekend. Thank the Lord. I still can't believe I'm coming out of the Etihad a little bit annoyed that we dropped 2 points. But hey, at least we didn't lose. At least we didn't lose. And we made a good weekend of it as well. Again, smash the like button. We got over 100 you guys in here, so we can try and get to 100 likes within the first 10 minutes. Yeah, other than that, enjoy the show and big up to everybody that's in here. Yes, Henry, what are you telling me, my guy? 2 losses to Wolves back-to-back for the pair of us. What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 losses to Wolves in a row. It's 3 losses in our stadium in 5 games. The inconsistencies are mind-blowing. But yeah, I'm good. Other than football, I'm pretty good. Big up everyone in the chat. Northside, I hope you're good as well. And yeah, there's a lot to digest because, yeah, I'm seeing a fan base in meltdown again. And if Man United win at the weekend and we lose to Palace or something, which they've got a new manager now, they could be above us and we could be dropping down to 6th or maybe 7th. But yeah, it's not looking good, is it? Let's be honest.
No, but again, at least you're not us. At least you're not us. I get it. We're 10th. That's why I'm trying not to get too gassed over the Man City game because great structure and everything, and then we just fumbled the bag. But one guy who hasn't fumbled anything the last few weeks, Northside, also have been in sensational form since going off to Dubai, I think, a month ago. How's everything been, bro? How's everything been?
It's been all right. It's been calm at the moment. When people say, oh, what's it going to take for you to be happy? Just win games convincingly and beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And hopefully this continues and we win the league. Still don't think we're going to win the league, but you know what I mean? We're beating everybody that we're coming up against. So yeah, man, the performances have been up there. And it's been good, man. Love for having me on. Henry, we don't want to hear about 5 things we learned from Spurs. We want to see you live and direct about how you feel about your club. Yeah, we want to see the pain. We want to drink the tears. Yeah?
You just wanted to clip me up like you did X and Tones, didn't you? I just did just now. I was like, oh, that's why he wanted me to do a live. But yeah.
Yeah, come on. You gotta help fellow content creators, bro.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I get it.
The creator economy. We have to help each other.
I do need someone else in the mud with us because it's just getting boring dealing with slander every week. We are genuinely in our banter era. I thought we could get away with it last season. I thought, all right, cool. We get into a new season, we rebuild the squad, we'll be all right. No, it's actually worse. It's actually worse. But thankfully, we left the Etihad with at least a point. I don't want to gas it up too much because I really hate flexing draws and everything, but the performance was a positive step forward. I feel like it gives me a little bit of confidence for the cup final. I say only a little bit because I can see now that we can score a goal. We can defend well. It's just about when you pull the trigger with substitutions that was the real problem. Like, we were debating about on the Back Again pod, and I get it to a point. Bring on an extra centre-back in the last 5 minutes, in the last 10 minutes. Maybe that makes sense. You can even waste time. You can waste another minute or two at the substitution, for example. 20 minutes left of the game. We are defending very well. I'm looking at Man City and they look fucking clueless in the final third. At home. That's crazy enough that we have them at that point. We've got outlets. We're counter-attacking. There's a plan. Why change it so early? Why go to a back five? Why drop further back and invite more pressure and then take off one of your outlets in Palmer? I just don't get it. And I think we changed structure way too early in the match. And ultimately, that's what's dropped us to 2 points. So like, as much as I want to give credit to Pochettino for the way he set us up and the fact that we were 1-0 up for so long at the Etihad, football's a 90-minute game. And we fumbled it again. Ultimately, it's that. And I hate the fact that I'm saying it coming out of the Etihad. I feel people are going to say I'm negative as fuck for it. But we've dropped so many points this season. There's a reason why we're in 11th. We can't build a consistent run to save our lives. So I look at a game like City away. You had to win. You had to win. And yet again, we haven't.
Do you know what's mad as well? For the first 70 minutes, your structure of like the performance and the shape of the team, you looked like you could get to the 90th minute, come out there with a clean sheet. And then I don't know what happened that last 20 minutes. Like, why is Palmer coming off? Why go to a back five? And he did this a few times at Spurs when we were cruising to a result. Everything was going well. And he just tries to take matters into his own hands, make a substitution that you're scratching your head. And then, let's be honest, in that last 20 minutes, the amount of chances Haaland had, like the diving header that he runs onto, the corner, you know, at the very end on another day, due to the inconsistencies of the refs, that could have been a penalty on Diaz because of how inconsistent they are. Like that last 20 minutes.
I haven't watched that one back.
The last 20 minutes, you were literally like clawing your heels in and just surviving. But I think if you stay with the back four for the last 20 minutes, I don't see you going to that stretch. Because as soon as Man City scored, it was cross galore. De Bruyne out wide, in the box. Like,
just more and more pressure. That's why, like, even if we stuck to the back four and let's say we conceded, I'm not going to be going at Poch saying he should have made earlier subs. Like, I get it. The way we were playing for 70 minutes, I wouldn't have changed anything. Bring on Nkunku early, fine. I understand that. I don't really have a problem with Sterling coming off for him. But it's the Chalobah for Palmer sub. Because Palmer was cooking as well. You don't take them both off and leave him isolated with Gallagher up top in a 3-5-2. You've just got no outlet now. Now you're just defending. And when you're just defending, you're liable to turn over the ball as well because you don't have an outlet. That's why what we were doing before was working, because you get the ball out to a Sterling, you get the ball out to a Palmer, they're going to try and make something. Now it's just Gallagher who's not really at his best in that regard, even though he did have a good game as well. You needed players who are much more comfortable in possession, players who are much more comfortable 1v1. And that's where your Palmer and your Sterling's come in.
Yeah, and they were helping you stretch the team. That's the thing. All of a sudden, who you passing it to? No one's making those runs and stretching him. You're allowing him to come onto you, and then you're transitioning so quickly. Like, why change that? Palmer was cooking, man. Jackson was making the right runs. Yeah, you can say that he should have scored those chances. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But at the same time, I mean, Sterling as well, he was unlucky to not get a brace. He had some good,
Yep.
it was a good performance, man. It was a good performance with a team that needs, a bit more confidence. They played very, very confidently. I didn't expect you lot to play like that. Your transitions were quick. It kind of reminded me when you played us. When you played Arsenal, I think we drew that game 2-2 now, earlier on in the season. And the way that you were transitioning the ball so quickly, I actually think you even played even better than that. You're very unlucky not to come away with the 3 points, man. The way you was just absolutely destroying them, just a little bit more composure in the final third, and you would have won that game. So I just don't get it, man. To sub all three, why?
Pochettino's a pussy. That's it. Like, that game just reinforces my belief in these players. They are way better than where we are in the table. I've been saying it all season. All of them, player by player, turned up. Even the likes of Ben Chilwell and Gallagher, who I've been cussing all season. Chilwell had Foden in his back pocket. I've never thought I was going to say that going into the game. I thought Chilwell was just a free point for whoever's playing on the right-hand side. Gallagher, some of the passes he was making in the first half, he was unlucky not to have 2 assists. Everyone, player by player, turned up, but ultimately, the manager just bitched out at the end. Just started throwing on centre-backs, threw on Cassidy for height. Again, comes down to the coach, but...
Even Gusto, bro. Gusto was sourcing, bro. Gusto was absolutely sourcing, bro. You know what I mean? Even going forward, bro, like what he was going forward as well. He was unlucky not to get an assist. Everyone was sourcing, bro. Your defense looked a lot more solid. And is that why would you say that is? Without Thiago, do you think the defense just get, transition a lot faster? They look better. They cover each other a lot faster without Thiago as a centre back? Because I know your fan base love Thiago and he has to be in every starting lineup. Would you go without him now in the starting lineup?
It's been a very uncomfortable conversation with Thiago Silva, but like we've been a lot better without him in the team, and I'm fine with it. Like, I'll never say anything bad about Silva. Like, the fact that we've had him at this level for 3 seasons, I think, is a testament to him in general. But yeah, your time's come. Father Time will beat everybody sooner or later. And right
I was
now,
going to say all good things come to an end, and that
that's the
case.
case.
Played well as well.
He's made a lot more mistakes. He's been a lot slower in possession. We can't really play as high up with him. Because of how fucked our midfield structure has been in general, it's also helped to expose Thiago Silva too. We just look a lot better and a lot safer without him in the team. I don't think it's been any shock that we looked better against Crystal Palace as soon as we came off. We were much better against Aston Villa. Then he came on and we started getting a lot more pressure on. And we looked a lot better without him in this game. So I want to say it's a tough problem for Pochettino going into the final, but he shouldn't be starting Silva. He really shouldn't. Right now, it should be Disasi and Colwill, basically by default, but because both of them have been in better form recently than Silva's been.
Your keeper did well as well, to be fair. He had some good saves that he saved as well. Gallagher, that's the thing with Gallagher, yeah? It's like, bro, I seen him perform like this against Arsenal. Yeah, obviously that game I was watching, 90 minutes. So I remember that game more. And I was like, yo, Gallagher was sourcing this game. And now he's sourcing against Man City. Why is he so hot and cold?
I think it depends on the opposition. Like, if a team sits back against us, Gallagher's useless. But I say that, then there's games like Liverpool and he's just awful as well. I don't know. Like, it's like he just sees Rodri and then he just wakes up. Because 2 of his best games this season have both come against Manchester City, but
he wants
the
a dogfight.
Consistency isn't there. What was that?
Yeah, I think he just wants a dogfight. When you're playing against the Burnleys, the Lutons, like, he's not really effective. When you're up against it, like against Arsenal, like Northside said, he was good. He was good on Saturday. He prefers a dogfight. He wants the midfield to be stretched where he can use his energy to get up and down, but when you've got a low block, let's be honest, he hasn't really got the creativity in him to pick the lock and pay that killer pass. He's not really a goal threat. Like, he's best when your team's being stretched and you're under the cosh. Like, and teams are coming onto you and they're spacing behind. Yeah. That's when he's at his best.
Yeah, that's the only way you can really get something out of him. If you can minimize his touches in possession and give him at least space and time on the ball, that's the best way to get anything out of him. If he ain't got the ball a lot, I'd say his tackling's good, but it's really a game-by-game thing because I think he still has the most fouls in the league. Probably has one of the highest yellow cards for us. Usually gives away 4 fouls a game. there's not a lot of consistency with him, but I could say the same thing for our entire midfield. My whole problem has just been Gallagher is the one that gets singled out for good performances as a narrative just to rip on Enzo and Caicedo because they both cost 100 million. And in reality, it's just been a price tag argument the whole way. But I guess it's good that we drew. It keeps us in the run for 6th by the skin of our teeth because we're now 9 points behind Manchester United. But like, I just don't think we got the consistency for it at this point. We're near March. We're still 10th. With the fixtures that we have coming up, I don't know what to expect. We got Brentford away, Newcastle at home. I'm praying that we beat Leeds in the cup so we can move the Arsenal game to May or some other time where hopefully the title's settled by then. Because if we play you early kickoff in March, I'm expecting to lose 4 or 5-0. I think it's going to be an embarrassing performance, especially with the way our the away forms looked against the big 6 teams. But I just want to win this cup and be done with the season. I feel like as much as I'll be annoyed with results after it, if we win the cup and we have Europe, I'll just mentally check out for another year because this season's already been stressful enough. And just brace myself for the 1-chip challenge because you know what? I've just come to accept I've lost that. Even with your form, we still can't catch up to you.
Would you play Nkunku in Gallagher's position? Because obviously Gallagher's been very up and down this season, so you can't really bank on him performing again in the next game. Would you play Nkunku in that position? Or would you just go with the same lineup for your next game?
I probably would drop Gallagher for this one. Even though he has started scoring the last few games, like the performances still haven't been consistent. So I don't know if I can trust it. The last time he played against Liverpool, he was absolute cheeks.
Yeah, but this sort of game suits him though, because Liverpool will come on to you and you're at your best when you're counter-attacking.
Now, I agree with it, but we had that in the last game and he got cooked. And like when he was in possession, he was ignoring runners around him. That's another problem with him because like he has a massive habit of just backwards passing all the time. So I don't know if I have the faith in him to turn up for that game. If I had to bank my money on anybody, I'm going to bank it on Nkunku because our attack just looks better with him in the team. But then I could use the Palace game, for example. I could say he opens up spaces for Gallagher to exploit too. So I really don't know. There's a little headache there, but I still would find a way to get Nkunku in first. And I guess that means Gallagher drops out the squad.
Yeah, he warrants more patience, man, because Gallagher's had his opportunity and not made it his position. You know what I mean? He's been fit, he's been playing, and he's not made it his position. Players like that, for me, I'd drop them, make them fight to get into the team. Do you know what I mean? You might probably get more out of him because he's more hungry. Maybe because, you know, sometimes in certain plays, they just think, oh, because I'm going to be playing, I don't need to turn up. I'm being selected every week. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes they need to be humbled. Their ego needs to be humbled a little bit. Do you know what I mean? And he'll probably be shocked and think, well, I performed against City. Why am I? Nah, bro. We got Nkunku now. And it's I
wouldn't say it's an ego thing with Gallagher. Like, to me, it's just a consistency thing. Because there'll be a game where I see good passes from him, and then there'll be 3 games where it's like, pass the ball forwards. There was literally a runner in front of you, and you're going out wide for no reason. Like, he's too hot and cold for me. Way too hot and cold.
Yeah.
And I could say the same for all of my attackers, but most of them are providing me with more GNA. He isn't. So if the goals continue, maybe I'll have a bit more faith in him. But other than that, I haven't really got too much. Big up to Ethan as well, saying, Harry Kane, you must win the Bundesliga. # you must. Harry Kane can't be allowed back into the country if he ends trophyless. He can't.
They're not going to win it.
This is yet another example that Spurs just don't leave you. Again, look at my coach.
He can't. They're not going to win it. Like Leverkusen this season are like Napoli when they won the Scudetto in Italy. They're destroying everyone.
They beat Bayern.
Invincible.
They beat him. They beat Bayern when they played him.
Yeah, they're absolutely destroying teams. Like people will say, "Oh yeah, but Bayern dominated the game." And look, Kane is smashing goals in, but that's not enough. Like he's doing what he used to do at Tottenham, where he drops deep. You don't need to do that at Bayern. You got the likes of Musiala and Sane and Muller that will create chances for you. And I think
that
he's
must be
broke
from
out.
The manager though.
Oh yeah, they've got to sack Tuchel. How he's still in a job when he's lost 4 of the last 6 games?
I'm surprised they're still back.
Just
him.
give
I
it
saw
to
the guy
Jose.
talking about XG yesterday, and I'm like, bro, you're going out sad.
Yeah, just give it to Jose.
I heard they're looking at Zidane potentially for next season, but That's the only thing that
they
gives me
can't
a
have him
little
for the
bit of an
remainder.
idea. They might turn it around. If they sack Tuchel, maybe they can get a run back on. And maybe they end up challenging Leverkusen again towards the run-in. But as of now, if Tuchel stays,
Yeah, but 8 points is a lot to make up when Leverkusen are on this form. And Bayern lost to flipping, was it Bochum who were 10th?
Yeah.
Yep. They beat them 8-0 earlier on in the season, I think.
Yeah, Kane got hat-trick that game.
Yeah, he missed the open goal this game.
Yeah, like the thing is, Harry Kane will be the scapegoat. It will be like, oh yeah, but like this and that, and I get it. He's a £100 million player who's gone there. But if you can't win the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich, then what hope have you got? Like they've won it 10 years on the bounce, and now Spurs is it. Granit Xhaka goes to Arsenal, leaves Arsenal, goes to Bayer Leverkusen, and they're absolutely flying. And Harry Kane goes to Bayern Munich, who have won 10 Bundesligas on the bounce.
But that's the thing, though, because even his performances are starting to dip, so it's not even a scapegoating thing now. It's like, no, if you left because you wanted to win trophies and you wanted to be the main man to do it, where's the trophies?
His first game of the season, right? He could have won the German Charity Shield, and they got absolutely slapped 3-0 by Leipzig, and Dani Olmo scored a hat-trick.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like, even his first game, he could have lifted the German IKEA dinner plate, whatever it's called, the Super Cup German, whatever it is, and they got slapped. Then they get knocked out of the DFK Pokal. I think 2-0 that game or 3-1 that game. Like, Bayern fans are absolutely spitting feathers. Like, they're all chewing a wasp. They want to get rid of Tuchel, but the hierarchy of Bayern are saying he's got the backing. Like, Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga history.
Over there.
Sorry?
They're meant to be ruthless over there, so I'm surprised they're still backing him.
In the history of Bayern Munich, a stat I saw on Twitter, Bayern have never lost 4 out of 6 games on a run-in. They've never lost 4 of 6 games when looking at a run-in of games. They've never lost it in this time of the year.
It's peak. Musiala's goal was good, though. Top bins, boom. That was a good goal, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
He set up that great chance for Kane as well that he skied out of the stadium.
Bro, literally, Muller was open, bro. Kane just needed to square it, and he tries to go for it, and it goes wide into the stands. I'm like, why, bro? Like, literally, just
I genuinely think Kane will be back at Spurs in the summer.
This summer?
Yeah.
I thought he'd go back to Tottenham eventually, but like I didn't think not this.
We've got a buyout clause, a buyback clause, haven't we? So at any point, I don't know how much the buyback clause is, or there's something in his contract. But listen, I don't think he'll stay at Bayern long.
He is not returning back trophyless.
I think he'll just get maybe one trophy at Bayern, which I don't.
That's the thing. He's got to scam a Bundesliga or a cup or something and then leave. He can't come back trophyless. He'll look like a dickhead.
What's
it's not looking good at the moment, is it?
What's your biggest selling point to him? Oh, we got Ange Ball. Like, come on, man. This guy's
where is he gonna go? If Kane was to leave this summer at 31, where's he gonna go?
He ain't going nowhere. They're not gonna release him. Who are they gonna replace him with?
I don't know. I don't know.
How much are they gonna get back
ain't
for
leaving
Kane?
just yet.
Nah, he ain't leaving, man. Come on, man. Nah.
Maybe next year he gets a Bundesliga or something, and then he goes.
Maybe go PSG and win Ligue 1.
PSG is actually a very good shout. That's actually a really good shout.
Then he can definitely win it. If he can't win, if he can't win that with PSG, then something's seriously up.
If he can't win with PSG, I wouldn't even bring him back to Tottenham. I'd just leave him there. Like, you're not going to win anything with me. So what's the point? You just want to come here so you can stat pad goals and get the record. No, you could have just stayed here.
His best chance of a trophy is probably the Euros.
I mean,
Shearer's record. If he cared about Shearer's record, he would have stayed at Tottenham, man. Come on, man. He ain't going back. He ain't going back. It's wishful thinking, but it is what it is, man.
No, but any like 60 goals or something off the record, like you come back, you could do that in 2 seasons if you have, well, 2 really good
thing is, though, when Bayern come calling, it doesn't matter who you are, unless you're like Madrid City or maybe Arsenal or Liverpool, like depending on your situation on the player. If Bayern come calling, it doesn't matter who you are. You're going to be thinking, hang on a minute. It's Bayern Munich. They've won the Champions League twice in the last decade.
Nah, some guys say no. Remember, Havertz said no to Bayern for Arsenal.
Yeah, but he's
some players
capped.
do say no. Actually, yeah, Havertz decision making. I'm sorry, that's not the right example. First, big up to Ethan saying you better win the Euros, Kane, or don't come back. Where is the Euros this year? Does anyone know?
Germany.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, Euros again, best chance of him winning, but actually, as England as a whole, they should be one of the favourites.
Our team's a flipping
France
joke.
Germany.
Like England's 11 is a joke. Like it's actually nuts. Like, but the manager,
it's like a new golden generation when you deep it.
It's better than the golden generation. It's better. The talent in that team is absolutely obscene. But the guy that's managing it, we might as well have a puppet in a suit. Like you got Bellingham, Rice, Saka, Kane, Foden, Trent, Reece, James, Stones. The talent is ridiculous. The only problem is we don't have a left back.
It's be his last tournament if he don't win. Not Kane.
The FA love a yes man. The FA love a yes man. He'll probably get a new contract. What would you do?
I mean, at a certain point, you gotta like success too. Like fucking hell, we had our 50th anniversary of the World Cup a few years back. That was the last trophy they've touched.
Yeah. Imagine this group of players, like the midfield of the likes of Bellingham, Rice. You got Saka, Foden, like players that don't even get into the 11, like week in, week out, like Raheem Sterling, Rashford. They're not bad players. They start for most teams out there, unless you're an elite football club. But these players aren't even in our squad. Like if Southgate had any sense of a footballing brain, realistically, well, I know Northside's gonna disagree, but there's two teams that should be going in it saying, right, this is ours, and it's England and France. Portugal are very good and probably they probably will beat England, let's be honest, and they've beaten France before. But those are the two teams that no one wants to play. Let's be real. I know our manager's toothless, but if Netherlands comes up against England, I'd back England to win. The only teams I don't is France and Portugal. But I think England will beat Spain. I think we beat the Netherlands. I think we beat Belgium. Like, who else is there?
Yeah, definitely capable of beating those three. I think the only other
if
one
we go against Portugal, I don't know if Leao,
especially Germany having home advantage too, they'd definitely be a threat.
Nah,
I just need Mourinho to go back to Portugal, man. I'm telling you, I just need him to go back to Portugal. He actually said in his interview with Rio, I don't know if you guys saw, he was saying that he turned down some moves that people would have said, "Wow, why would you turn it down to go to Roma or stay at Roma?" And the Portugal job was one of them. And yeah, man, listen, if we get Mourinho, forget it.
What's Portugal been like under Martinez?
We've been expansive. The thing is, yeah, we went from fossil football under the last guy, Fernandez. I call him the Portuguese Sam Allardyce. His football stinks. To expansive football, man. Expansive football now. But the thing is, I'm not too sure how he's going to set us up defensively. I think one of our games, I think we won 8-0. So it was like
you got Roberto Martinez as manager.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got that after ruining the Belgium squad, but fairs.
This is what I said to my cousin, and my cousin was like, "Nah, he's a good manager. I think he's a bum, bro. But I don't rate him, innit? I don't rate him." That's why I said if we get Mourinho, you know what I'm saying? We get Mourinho because the talent's always there with Portugal. But yeah, man, listen, we'll see, innit? We'll see. We like being underdogs anyway. We like, especially in England, they don't like giving us too much praise, innit? Because of that Euros.
Fair, your record against England's been brilliant. I think you locked us out of our last two tournaments.
But England always talk like
my earliest moment watching football, the 06 World Cup and Ronaldo.
Yeah, let's just move on. Let's just move on. No one wants to relieve those memories. Let's just move away from that.
Here. Cool. We can move on. Henry, let's talk about the Wolves game.
Yeah, let's. Yeah. Look, I don't know what to say, man. The inconsistencies now, it's mind blowing. Like I've seen Tottenham have ups and downs, but at the moment, like there's so many things I just don't get why we're doing. It's so easy to fix. Like this high line now is beyond. It's beyond like troops level. We're now talking like Empire State level high. It's insane. Like there's screenshots going around of the game, and Wolves were counter-attacking us, and we had no player in our half. We had the ball. It wasn't a corner. It wasn't a set piece. We had all of our players in their half. They had the ball in the penalty area, and not one of our players is anywhere near the halfway line. Like it's actually nuts how like the high line at the moment. If you just drop the high line 10 yards deeper, we don't concede half these chances. And every one of our games since December has been on a knife edge. Like we conceded 24 shots against Bournemouth. Yes, it's great we won the game, but 24 shots from Bournemouth. Like we beat Everton at home on a day VAR doesn't give that goal. Everton get a point. We concede late at Goodison Park. Ivan Toney, if he has a few more games under his belt, bags that chance when we beat Brentford 3-2. 95th minute, Brennan Johnson winner against Brighton. Then we lose to Wolves. We're so literally, you have no idea what Tottenham's team's going to turn up. 1 minute we're bagging 4 against Newcastle. The next minute we're losing 4-2 to Brighton. And we've only had 2 games this season. We've actually destroyed teams. Like everyone's going, oh, but Arsenal, West Ham are in turmoil when Crystal Palace doesn't have a manager, and Liverpool, it was an off day. It doesn't matter if you're scoring 21 goals in 5 games, you're clearly doing something right. You can only beat what's in front of you, and at the moment, I don't know. Genuinely, I don't understand how we are this inconsistent. Drop the defensive line 5-10 yards deeper, right? And 80% of these issues get solved. Like the weekend, mate, Wolves, let's be real, Wolves probably should have had another 2 or 3 goals. Our corners are absolutely embarrassing. Gomez.
The marking is ridiculous. For both goals, I just see ball watching.
Yeah, we're not marking. You've got Kulusevski, Son, and Romero, and João Gomez, or João Gomez, whatever his name. He's Portuguese, isn't he? Or is he Brazilian? Is he Brazilian?
I think it's Brazilian.
No, let me have a look.
He's standing there in acres of space, and it's a simple header.
Brazilian.
But if it's not for Vicario, like everyone can say, oh yeah, but he's not keeping clean sheets. The guy makes at least 2 world-class saves every game now. Like some of the saves
you're conceding as many shots as you are, then I understand, because I've looked at this. You've kept 2 clean sheets since the 23rd of October. And if you're conceding that many shots, I'm not shocked.
It's absolutely embarrassing. 2 clean sheets in 4 months. And there's no excuse, but we're playing in Europe. No, we're not. We're not in the FA Cup. We're not in the League Cup. What is the excuse now? Like, I just dropped the defensive line 10 yards deeper and all these problems. Like, Romero's got to be dropped now as well. Put Dragoos in at right-sided centre-back.
Bro, it's like that with Romero.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Like we signed a centre-back that Bayern Munich apparently wanted, the Barcelona wanted. He's been here now since the 13th of January. Our next game's on the 2nd of March, and he hasn't started a game yet. Like, he's I don't want to be like a stat guy, but statistically, he's the 3rd best centre-back in Europe in the air. He does not lose headers. Yet every time we have that's what I'm holding. But every time a corner comes in, Romero and Van der Ven are not good in the air. Like, Van der Ven is elite when it comes to chasing down players. He's probably the fastest centre-back in the league, right? And we need that to play this hard line, because as soon as the ball goes over the top, if Romero's chasing, it's curtains. But if it's Van der Ven, but just put Romero on the bench for a couple of games. Like, make the howler against Everton away. I didn't think he was that good against Wolves. And now the only thing we've got left to play for, which is the top 4 race, Aston Villa won. We're looking inconsistent, and Man United keep winning. I think they've won 5 games on the bounce now. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not looking good, bruv.
They're just deep. You got Villa in, I think, 2 weeks as well. Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, you got Aston Villa away.
Yeah. And they're going to be right up for that.
But the good thing is you have Palace before that. And, like, even if they're going to defend and everything, Palace stink.
Yeah, but they've got a new manager. New manager bounce. If they win their game this weekend with their new manager.
Fuck. Yeah, but they've still got no Eze and Elise, don't they?
Yeah, if they win their game I don't know who they got this weekend, Palace.
They got Everton in about 15 minutes.
All right. Well, I don't know. Is that at Goodison Park or is that at Sellers Park?
Yeah, Goodison.
All right. They'll probably get a draw. But they'll be going into that thinking, hang on, if we just... Because what Tottenham do is we start the first 15 minutes, we come out the traps. we're like, right, we're on it. But then we just become a passenger for the next 30 minutes. You could literally copy and paste the last 6 Tottenham home games in the first half, and they are to a T. Every single game. If you scroll up on that fixture list, look how narrow our wins are.
Yeah, I see it.
3-2, 2-1. If you keep going up. The Man United game we should have won. 3-1 Bournemouth, we took our chances. Look after that, Everton 2-1. Forest, we get a man sent off. After that, Newcastle game, we absolutely battered them. But then in that passage of play I was talking about, where teams have 30 minutes or so, West Ham and Villa punished us. Like the form, it's like a yo-yo. It's up, down, up. It's like a flipping. I can't say that because we'll get demonetized, but you get what I'm saying. It's like something going up and down. Look at the fix. Look at our look.
That's 2 back-to-back clean sheets.
Liverpool 95th minute winner. Sheffield United 101st minute winner.
Arsenal look at that. Chelsea 4-1. Yeah, I remember that one.
Big up Super Jackson.
Full of this season, the 2-0 win. We weren't good for 90 minutes. Burnley away and Newcastle at home are the only games this season where we have dominated from the first to the 90th minute, which is what Arsenal have done the last 5 games. And I'll be honest, right now, I think we're going to finish Europa League. And at the moment, we probably deserve that because we haven't been good the last 5 weeks.
It's mad though, because like that you probably would have taken that at the start of the season, but it's still going to feel disappointing now if you end up in 5th.
Yeah, 100%. At the start of the season, if you said, you'll get European football, I'd have taken it. But what I wouldn't have taken is getting knocked out by Fulham in the second round of the cup away from home, and the level of performance we put against Manchester City is unacceptable. I don't care if you're Wolves, Burnley, if you're coming up against the champions and they're at your ground, you go for it. And we had 1 shot in 97 minutes.
That's crazy.
And the thing is now, the fan base now.
We were playing at the same time against Villa.
Yeah.
I only really saw the Ake winner.
And the thing is now, the fan base, it's doing what it always does. The ship gets a little bit rocky. And then I guarantee you now, if we lose against Crystal Palace, Ange out will be trending. But like, whose fault is it? Is it the players not working to the system? Is it like the substitutions as well? Like I'm sitting there going,
I saw Højbjerg coming on for Maddison with 5 minutes left. Like, you're not winning, you're losing.
Right, listen. If there's anyone on that pitch who's going to create a chance, it's James Mascoigne. Why are we bringing on flipping Højbjerg? Like, what is that? I
was laughing, bro. That was hilarious.
Like, it's against Everton away. Everton away. You need to keep a clean. I was about to say keep a clean sheet, but you need to see the game out. So we bring on Brian Hill, who I've seen more meat on a chip, and can't even beat me in a shoulder barge. What are we doing? Like, I don't know what you two think, but I just think at the moment for the remainder of the season, it's going to be win, loss, win, loss. Win, loss. Like it's 2. And have you seen our April run of games? Look at our April game. It is absolutely disgusting. And bearing in mind, the Chelsea fixture is being moved to April.
Oh, do you know when it's actually being moved to?
Apparently, it's midweek in April. So in April, we're going to have West Ham, Forest, City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and Chelsea. And then in May, Liverpool.
That's lovely. Hell, man. I thought this was always going to come. This was always going to happen. Your manager took up until the 71st minute to make a change. Why? Why is he taking so long to change it up? I literally don't get it. When this manager came in and you lot said you got your Tottenham back and you're playing...
I didn't say that.
Look at him. He's reversing. Beep, beep, beep. He's reversing out of that. Yeah? Don't go anywhere. Finish that puta. No, we have to talk. We have to talk because everyone that was calling it out, a lot of Tottenham fans was, you're getting on to Ange, you're saying this, you're saying that. I always said, you didn't replace Harry Kane. And as you can see, the goals are drying up a little bit for Richarlison. I said it. He wasn't the Harry Kane replacement. Then you look at that bench. The bench is still stinky, bro. The bench is still not good enough. You got Oliver Skip there. You got Timo Werner. You got, come on, bro, Brian Hill and these bums there. I told you your bench ain't good and ain't strong enough to keep this up with where you guys are thinking that you're going to be ending up at the end of the season. And then you're looking at it thinking, all right, cool. He's an attacking manager. He likes to play forward. Is he an Arsene Wenger? Has he only got one style of football? Is he not versatile? And That's one thing I'm seeing about this manager, bro.
I don't think he is. I don't think
he's
he's
not. He's got one way of playing football, bro. And for me, that's
I think he's a bit stubborn because I've seen him
is.
talk about this before and saying he's only going to play his way.
He did it at Chelsea,
Like
9 men.
Yeah.
Any normal team would put their team on the edge of the box and just shithouse their way to a draw. We with 7 outfield players or 8 outfield players, whatever it was, we're still we don't have a defense or a midfield. We just had 8 in the middle, one ball over the top. And Poch isn't. You haven't got to be a brain surgeon to see that the high line is easy to beat. Like if we play like we have in recent weeks in those Liverpool away games, in that Arsenal at home game. Listen, I'll be throwing this chair for it. I'm not even gonna go to the stadium.
I look-y wish we were playing you on Friday. I'd be so real,
bro. They had Semedo, bro. Semedo, yeah, that doesn't get in the Portuguese team no more. Cooking you guys,
it's good.
Cooking you lot, and your manager's
I'm not gonna speak on Wolves players. I shouldn't. I shouldn't speak on Wolves players.
Nah, I'm gonna speak that. Let me speak on your behalf. Let me speak on your behalf. Semedo, bro.
It is a good player.
No. That guy is a Cape Verdean 100-meter sprint runner, bro. That guy is a bum, but he's still cooking you lot. Spamming crosses, you guys are doing nothing. Davies, he looked lost. Why are you playing a high line with Davies? Then, bro, Royale as well. How many more times do we need to see it? And this is what I'm saying, yeah. When you guys were gassing up, oh, we got Werner, oh, we went and bought Johnson. I'm thinking, bro, you should have went and got Pedro Neto, bro. 50 mil you paid for that Johnson bum. Absolute bum. Yeah, absolute bum. Neto was absolutely ripping you lot. I was loving it. I was absolutely loving it. I was thinking, what's Henry thinking right now? Because he ain't answering the phone to Lee. We don't know. He's doing videos. Bun the videos. We want live and direct. We want it live and direct. Yeah, we want to see that. We want to see that pain. We want to see it in HD. We want to look into your eyes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is what we want to see. Like Conte said, I don't know what to see this again. You know what I'm saying? It's unacceptable. That's what we want to see, bro. I need the content. You know what I mean? And man's depriving me of my content. You know what I'm saying? Letting down my subscribers. Man. Come on, bro. What's going on? How's your manager seeing Semedo not nullifying him? Seeing Neto not nullifying him? Neto ran the whole pitch. You got 4 defenders, bro. Everyone ball watching Neto. The runner's going into the box. No one picking him up. Yeah, talk to me now about world-class Romero. Talk to me now about Richarlison.
I just think he should be dropped.
No, you man were talking about Kulusevski versus Saka. I want to know. I want to hear the chat because best believe. I just want to know, innit? Because I said, yeah, there's players at Tottenham that I do like, that I do rate. Yeah, Van de Ven. I think you got a very good goalkeeper there. There's players that I like. I'm not going to deny I wanted Maddison, but you man were telling me about world-class Romero. World-class when? That Filo da Puta's a bum. I've been saying this guy is way too rash. Yeah, you man were talking about, Kulusevski versus Saka. Now, Saka is not world-class. He's better than Kulu. Yeah, then you're telling me, but Richarlison scoring goals. He's got more goals than Jesus. Since when is Jesus the pinnacle of all strikers?
Yeah, man.
This is Carefree Lewis Better Help Therapy session for you. Speak to us. We are here. Lewis, we are here to listen, innit? We're here to help.
Yeah, we're here, man. Like we've seen everything the last 12 months.
And do you know what's even worse? You've seen everything, but you still might win a trophy on Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is.
We had fucking better, man. I need it. I've never taken the Carabao Cup so seriously in my life. I need this trophy, bro.
Are you going to the game?
I'm not. Yeah. I'll make my return for the cup final. Fuck it. Win or lose, like it will be fine. I'll make a night of it. But yeah, we need this trophy. I'm not getting Europe without it. Like I want to pretend we can get back into the top 7, but I have no faith with this manager. We still haven't got a consistent run of games in. We're about 6-7 months into the season. If you can just do this one thing, I don't care how you do it. I don't care how satanic the performance looks, whatever. You just get me that victory. You get me that trophy and we move. Everything else, like as annoying as it will be, I'll expect him to be gone at the end of the season regardless. But for a one-off game, there's always a chance. With the way that we played against Man City, if you can score early, there might be something. But we have to score it. And also, please, on my life, do not play that high line that you did last time we played Liverpool. Even if we do have a Disassi and a Colwell, I still want us to drop a bit deeper. It's a much bigger pitch than Anfield. They play a much stronger structure and everything. I'd rather us try that. But we have to see. We have to see, because like I can't tell you how we're winning. I could just say scam it to penalties and we'll see what happens. Even then, we lost our last 2 penalties against them. So I don't know. I just need the cup. That's it. Just give me the cup. And other than that, I just want the season over with. Because I think we still got to play. We played Liverpool. We played City. It's just Arsenal. It's just Arsenal. It's just Tottenham. No, but like I quietly fancy ourselves against you just because of the way you lot play and the fact that we always just seem to turn up when it's Tottenham. We'll stink it up against anybody else when Tottenham roll through everybody's
to that game.
What?
Yeah, your bogey team is more United, no, Lewis?
Oh, I could just give you a list. United, West Ham, Wolves, Everton. Like, we got a list of bogey teams. Like, we might as well have the cold the way we're moving. But Tottenham, we always seem to wake up for them, especially when it's at home.
Yeah.
You guys still haven't only won once at our ground since 1990. As long as Poch don't ruin that as well, we should have a chance.
Look, I think Chelsea Tottenham probably will go into the game in terms of favourites, in terms of where we are in the league. But no way, I hate that fixture. I'd rather go out and play at the Emirates 10 times in a row than play at your ground.
Henry, are you Ange out yet? Are you Ange out?
No, I'm not.
To be honest, any Ange out talk is crazy. Criticize, I hear it.
Yeah, you can give constructive criticism. Like this high line. If we play that high line against you lot, we'll dominate possession, but lose about 3 or 4-0.
I'd say 2-0 with our finishing. 3 or 4, I wish.
Like
You see how long it took us to bury you with 9 men? I'm not backing us for a 4-0. I'll just take a 1-2-0 and be happy.
You just think, though, like, looking at the games we've got coming up, you'd think that he'd drop the line a little bit deeper. Like I think with Dragusin in there, you get a little bit more calmness. Like Van der Ven and Romero complement each other, but you can never really rely on Romero to not give away a stupid foul, be reckless. Like Dragusin's got to play now. Like there's talk about us going to a back 3 and playing Dragusin in the middle, Romero on the right, and Van der Ven. But you can't play Ange ball without Udogie and Porro. Like we didn't create Wolves created better chances, but they're the creators in the team. Like Porro I think he's got 8 assists in the league this season.
You lot actually just look confused in this game for once. Like the off the ball movement weren't there. Ball watching defensively and offensively.
Yeah. First 15 minutes we were good, and then we passenger again. And Wolves probably, like Northside said, Neto was absolutely destroying us down the right hand side. Or our left hand side, sorry. He was absolutely destroying us.
Well, do Udogie and Porro come back in the next 2 weeks? Because obviously you don't play this weekend now.
Yeah, we haven't got. That's the thing. We haven't got a game for 13 days now.
That's good time to rest up, I guess.
It is, and yeah, we'd have Udogie and Porro back. But I'm a bit of a believer of the only way you get yourself out of a rut is just keep playing games, not have a break, and then because if we lose Crystal Palace, let's be honest, they are horrendous at the moment. If we lose to them, like. I don't know why my Mac's now giving a thumbs up.
Still smash that like button. Brilliant reminder.
Yeah, there you go. Smash the like button. But if we lose to Crystal Palace, like it's going to be horrendous.
I don't even think the new manager bounce should save them from that. Like they look terrible. Unless Glasner's just some miracle worker, which I won't write him off as being one, but I can't call that right now. That Palace side has got a fuck ton of injuries. It's unsettled as fuck. The fans are going against the board and everything. I don't see it. I think that's the sort of game that gets your confidence back up. And it really should be, because I'd start panicking if you guys don't get 3 points in that.
Yeah. If we don't win, and Man United and Villa win, it's curtains. Who have Man United got this weekend?
Don't even know.
Let me have a look.
Even check.
United have Fulham. They got Fulham at home. They should win that.
Let's be honest, Man United win that game. Who have Villa got?
Villa are facing
Forest at home.
Forest at home.
Okay, so they win that game. So Villa go to 52 points, and Man United.
Then next week they play Luton away, which might be a bit trickier.
Nah, I think
they'll be all right.
And
Man United have got City
in the
away
cup.
after that.
No, they got City. Yeah, so they'll lose that.
Yeah.
Look at Henry. Look at his face, man. Look at what's going on, man.
I'm not the only one that's depressed. Thank the Lord. Northside, though, everything's good with you.
You ain't been gassing up Poch ball. You know what I mean? This guy's in shameless with the Ange ball. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I hope you do win your next match, because the higher they climb, the harder they fall. So this is what we need, man. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We need your hopes to be up. So you know what I mean? You get the excitement again, and we get another 5 things you learn, you know what I mean, from Ange ball. You know what I'm saying? Sofa scores, we need all that.
Hey, if you want to see what Ange is doing, mate.
Yeah, you know, you can go EmirateTV.com, cop the jumper. If you can't see what Ange is doing, you can F off down the Emirates and go and watch a 6-0 win against West Ham.
Big facts. Northside, for you, though, Arsenal have been fucking cooking recently. I think it's, 14 goals in your last 3 games? You got a big win against Liverpool and just absolutely battered West Ham, bullied Burnley away. Do you feel like Arsenal are coming back into sort of football that they were playing the first half of last season, where they were blitzing teams?
Yeah, listen, we're doing well. There's not really, there's nothing really right now for me to complain about. For me, I just look at it as we're supposed to beat West Ham, we're supposed to beat Burnley. In the manner that we're doing it is impressive, because we're making them look rubbish. You know what I mean? We're killing them off. You know what I mean? And we're going into halftime in control. And for me, in control is a good lead. And then we're building on that, you know what I mean? Which is something we wasn't doing earlier on in the season, which is why we was holding on against teams like Nottingham Forest. And for me, we're just reverting back to the way we were playing last season. Direct football. We're hitting them on the counter. We're committing bodies forward. And we're being more direct, and we're taking our chances a lot faster. The first goal from Odegaard receives the cross to Martinelli, literally controls it one time and strikes it. He hasn't been doing that all season. A lot of times he's receiving the ball in the box, taking 15 flipping touches. By the time the defender's already in front of him and blocking the shot. So we're going about things a lot more direct, and we're literally burying teams, and we're not stopping. Odegaard is literally turning it up, and that's what I wanted from him. But for me, I still look at it as our 2 Achilles heels is the fact that we don't have a striker, and the fact that our bench hasn't been attended to. When you look at our bench, we're winning games despite of the bench, not because of the bench or that the bench is really being influential. When we're making substitutions against Burnley and we're getting Emil Smith-Rowe on, Nelson, and Nketiah, they're not affecting the game. You know, they're not bringing anything, but we're still able to get over the line because of the starting 11. Now, my question is, for this team and this club and this manager, is when it comes to the business end and we're getting nullified, what's plan B? Because this manager's adopted a plan B this season, which is the controlled football. We've reverted back to the football of last season because that's not good enough. And we're looking rocky. You know, this is why we had 30 shots against West Ham earlier, before the last game where we beat them, smashed them 6-0. When they beat us 2-0, we had 30 shots and we lost 2-0. You know, so those things are still prevalent. Those things still remain. We've left ourselves in a situation that we've literally got the same tools from last season, and there's nothing that shows me that we've improved in terms of when it comes to the proper crunch end of the season, the last 5-6 games, that we've got the players and the know-how to get over the line.
So for you, it's more of a mentality thing.
It's a mentality and personnel, because if you take away our starting 11, who else is effective in this team? Who else is going to bring me goals? Who else is going to bring me creativity in the midfield consistently? You know what I mean? We don't have that. The bench ain't that great. If we're relying on the bench, more time we come short than we get over the line. We still got an ineffective bench. Let's just keep it real. And that is the problem for me. And also low blocks. This team plays very, very well when our system isn't nullified. A little bit like Tottenham. You nullify their system, the goals start drying up. And it's exactly the same with Arsenal. When you take space away from this team and you play a low block and you hit us on the counter effectively, the way Wolves did against Spurs, you can get at this team, because we don't have an individual like a Haaland or like players like that can just, can score goals with limited chances. We don't have someone. We don't have a Salah. We don't have players like that. We have players that are effective within a system if the system is fluid. And that system needs space in behind. And we've struggled. And this is why we went into January asking for a striker. So for me, nothing's changed, bro. We're winning. Cool. I can give praise on an individual game basis, but I still believe that we're not going to win the league, bro, because we've left ourselves too short.
Did you feel to a point that you've played the right teams at the right time? And I don't mean to say that to take away from the performances, because you've absolutely smoked them. Deserve to win and deserve to win convincingly. But do you think both sides have a bit of truth to it? Because you're playing a West Ham side in poor form, who's starting to turn against their manager. A Burnley team that's guaranteed to be going down. Palace, who are obviously having their same problems with the manager as well. I think the Liverpool game was obviously convincing, regardless of result or whatever way you look at it. But in terms of the other fixtures, do you feel it's just been a bit more favourable for you right now?
Yeah, we definitely reverted back to the way that we were playing football last season at the right time. And I do agree with that. But yeah, we're just doing what we need to do. The thing is we're still carrying Havertz, and that's going under the radar because we're winning. And this is a big problem that I have. People are ignoring that Havertz is not being effective. And when I asked them,
he was involved in all 5 of the goals, I heard.
Bro, little passes, like it's like the assist before the assist of the assist. You know what I'm saying? It's like anyone could have made that pass. Mm-hmm. He's not cutting through defenses, or do you know what I'm saying? He's getting like the pre-assist and people are getting it. And it's all because of this, because they know that deep down the player ain't good enough. And for me, under no circumstance have I seen any performance that warrants Havertz starting in that midfield. I don't see it, bro. If he doesn't score a goal, he scored against Burnley. Do you know what I mean? He didn't score against West Ham. And what does he bring if he doesn't score? What does he actually bring? What does he do? Do you know what I'm saying?
Everyone's just talking about the fact that he wins duels at Chelsea, start counter-attacks. And like, I get the necessity of the role, but I mean, you didn't spend 65 million on him for that. You just found a way to get him cooking in the system, which I guess is just duel winning. And fair play, I mean, he can do it. He's improved on that, but come on. You want a bit more from him than that. Like, fucking hell. But like, Havertz's biggest skill is making the bare minimum look good. I've noticed that in my 3 years.
It's
the way the applause he gets as well, they're just insane. Like, he does one thing good, and they have to just rub it in your face. Oh, Havertz scored a penalty. So what? The thing I say of Arsenal is their fixtures, their difficult games, other than Chelsea and City, are spread out. So they've got Newcastle in the league next, then Brentford, then they've got Chelsea and City, but then after that they've got Luton, Brighton, Villa, Wolves. Then they've got Bournemouth. Like, it's not a horrendous run in terms of Premier League games. Whereas you look at... I
will say, if that Chelsea game gets moved towards the run-in, that might get a bit trickier.
It will do. And Tottenham and Man United in the last 4 is probably not great. But if you look at all the other games, like, I don't think Wolves, Brighton away, Luton at home, Brentford at home, Newcastle at home, Sheffield United away. Like, I don't think they're gonna struggle there. Plus, compared to the other 2 teams, Liverpool are still in Europe, and so are Man City. Plus, both of them are in the FA Cup. Arsenal should be looking at this game. We got the least amount of games to play here.
Yeah, but we need injuries to go for us as well, Henry. Yeah, because if we get a centre back injury, bro, we're back to Kivior, centre back, which wasn't good enough last season. If we get an injury to Rice, we're with El Nene. And the thing is, people say, "Oh, but Arsenal are cooking right now, bro." We're getting away with it with Trossard through the middle. That's because we're playing expansive football of last season. But against Burnley, he was wasteful, and you're going to get that because he's not a natural striker. So listen, we're getting by, but at the same time, we're playing Kivior as a left back. He's not the level. He's been playing well against Burnley and West Ham, but at the same time, he's not the level, bro. I've seen this guy. He's not all that. I'm gonna keep it real. So we're making it work. But 1 or 2 injuries in the wrong positions, it ain't looking as good. It really ain't looking as good. Who would prefer? Is Arsenal fans going to have this chest if we got Gabriel next to Kivior or Saliba next to Kivior? No, they won't. If we have to go with El Nene through the middle. If Trossard gets injured, we're back to playing in Nketiah. We're back to playing in Nketiah, bro.
Yeah, I already hear you on that one. But at least for the next few games, you should be all right. I expect the players and the fans to be up for the Newcastle game. I actually think you lot battered them, to be honest. Sheffield United's away goes without saying. Like, I think you guys are going to get another 6 in that game. Brentford might be a test. Brentford might be a little bit of a test, especially because I saw this link come out yesterday. I don't know the legitimacy of this account, but apparently he's meant to be some Arsenal in the know, saying Ivan Toney isn't going to be joining Arsenal this summer. So maybe he's got a point to prove when he goes up to the Emirates.
Yeah, I mean, who needs a striker? Arsenal, Man United probably need another striker. Who else needs a striker? Chelsea,
Spurs, Liverpool.
All right, take out Spurs
in the summer. Liverpool
Right,
maybe one.
Take out Spurs because in terms of finances, we could probably beat you. Everybody else could probably beat us for the signature and wages and money.
Tottenham can spend more than Arsenal in the summer, but we're not going to pay 100 million for Toney.
This is what I'm saying, but you won't do it. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. You're not going to do it. You're not going to do it.
We might, but it looks like we're pushing for Osimhen more.
He's a bum. I saw that Philo that put against Angolan fisherman in the AFCON. That bum, he's a bum. I hope he goes to you lot. I hope he goes to you lot, bro. I'm telling you, he's a Nigerian. Everybody hates Chris. That guy is a bum, bro. I'm telling you, he ain't good enough. I saw him. I was like, bro, he had 3 chances on goal against Angola, bro. Angola. These men are second hand.
I'm leaning a bit more to Toney just because I know Tony's more well-rounded.
Bro, the Angolan team, I don't even know where they play, bro. Most of them look like they work in a flipping second-hand laptop shop, bro. You know what I mean? They work on computer exchange in Angola, bro. You know what I'm saying? These men ain't ballers and he can't score against them. Nah, he's a bum. I'm telling you, the guy's a bum. And they'll say, no, but the work rate, whatever, man. I've had that with flipping Lacazette. You lot can have him. Hope he does.
I said the work rate. Okay, I understand why we're in for him a little bit more now. I get it. I'll be real, I'll take either. I can't be picky. I'll take either. But if you put a gun to my head, I'm leaning a bit more to Toney. It's not because of Prem proven. I hate the word Prem proven. Toney's just a baller. He's well-rounded. He'll give me good passing. He'll give me set pieces. He's a good finisher. He's got strength on him. He can win aerial duels. What more could I ask? He could do well against low blocks. He could do well against teams higher. So I just bring him in.
Why is no one looking at Watkins?
Watkins is good, man.
Sure, like there was links for him last season, but I wasn't really too keen on him.
Right, he's got double digits for assists and goals, and I think he's got 23 goal contributions. He's got the most goal contributions in the league, and no one's talking about him.
Contract.
Like, let's be real. The guy's
he's got 4 years left, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I get it. But if you're gonna pay 100, if Toney's worth 100 mil in this market, then Watkins has got to be 80 mil. Probably more English tax. Like, if you're going to pay 100 million for, I don't know how old Watkins is, but he can play anywhere as well. Like, he plays on the left for Villa, he can play on the right for Villa, he can play striker, and he's.
If you ask Villa for him, they're going to ask you for 80 million or something.
I'd pay in this market. I'd pay 80 million for him. He's relentless.
I think I keep a closer eye on him till the end of the season, but he has been impressive. Just whether it's system based on hit or if it's him himself, like I need to see a bit more before I.
Well, he got 15 Premier League goals last season.
I know, but like anywhere I looked at, anytime I looked at,
Villa won what they are this season, and he's already on 11.
No, I know, but last season Villa fans were saying he was very.
Sorry, he's on 13.
He's on 13 and 10 assists. Yeah, but the thing is that those stats are kind of similar to Lacazette. For an Arsenal's perspective, that's literally the same goal return as Gabby Jesus. I think his best season's like 14 goals. So that's why probably for Arsenal would be like, nah, we need somebody that's going to hit 20. And I know Ivan Toney's only done it in 1 season, but he's playing for Brentford. You know what I'm saying? As a team, like I just see that the ability of Toney is higher than Watkins. I wouldn't be mad at what. So we need a number 1. I don't think Ollie Watkins can be a number 1 and bag me 20 to 30 goals for Arsenal anyway, in my opinion.
You don't think in your system, you don't think like if you was to get a creative player alongside your players, he wouldn't score 25, 30 in your team?
Nah. Is he better than Jesus?
As a striker, I think he is, yeah. Not as a footballer. Jesus is much better technically, but as a striker, he's got 13 goals in 25 games. Like that's serious numbers with 10 assists. Like that's nuts. That's nearly a. Go on.
No, this comment here. If you can find the clip, I'll give you £100 right now.
The earlier you admit you were wrong about Arteta, the better for you. Arsenal are a genuine threat to the title after 2 decades of being shit. But they haven't won anything.
And you'd expect them to be a genuine title contender after spending nearly £700 million and having the same manager for nearly 5 years. You'd expect them to be like, if you put Ancelotti or Zidane or Emery or even Ange, if you were to give Ange £700 million in his 4th year at Spurs, I would expect Tottenham to be challenging for a title. Let's be real.
Too much. We spent 800 and we're still 10.
We did it under Poch. Yes, we didn't win the trophy. What's the difference? Tell me something right now. What is the difference between what Poch did at Spurs and what Arteta is doing now? And we had to move stadium and didn't spend any money.
Poch
what's
made
the difference?
A UCL final.
We got crucified. Oh, you're putting the pressure on again. So what? That's what Arsenal are doing. But it's no, you can't say that because Arteta is the best Spanish man we know. There's no difference, bro. There is no difference in what Poch did at Spurs, apart from an FA Cup. But in terms of the Premier League, there is no difference. We were in a title race. We finished 6 points off Chelsea. Arsenal finished 6 points off City last year. There's no difference.
What I like is that the guys like Northside and Lee are also sticking to their guns on this as well, because they haven't done anything yet. Like, yeah, you're much better than where you were when you first joined. But again, like, what is football about? It's about winning trophies. Get some more trophies on the table and maybe you have some more vindication in what you're asking for. But great. If you're back to being title contenders, guess what? Arsenal are exactly where they were about a decade ago. Great. Why did you sack Wenger? He's a better manager than Arteta, if we're going to call it a buck. So... Here's what it is. Here's what it is. But guys, it has been another brilliant episode of Capital Conflict. Big up to everybody that's locked in. If you guys haven't subbed to Henry or Northside, shame. Shame, guys. Everybody subbed them right now. Link is in the title. Just quickly, I want to see who we can redirect to. Egal's live. What? Oh, Lee's live. Yeah, you know what? Let me redirect to Lee because he's
doing a Girona versus Bilbao watch along.
Yeah, everybody head over to Lee Gunner. Where is it? There it is. Everybody head over there. Tell him Poch out and all of that. And we will be back tomorrow. I think we're going to do a UCL watch along. So keep a lookout for that. Big up everybody. Like, subscribe. And as always, Poch out.